Republic thinks they can blow up our factory, I will enjoy teaching them a lesson.
The Battle of Geonosis has made its way into Star Wars Battlefront 2 as of November 28th, which was a Wednesday, and that day was yesterday, and my god, what an update it was. So today's video is basically just going to be me going through my thoughts on the update and just basically going through everything actually kind of in detail as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy, and if you do enjoy, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. So going straight into it, I just want to start on the appearances, and obviously we got the 212th clone skin for the Assault, the Heavy and the Specialist, as well as a new default appearance for the droids on Geonosis, and honestly they're just absolutely spot on. You know, the 212th looks great, Phase 1 and Phase 2, and I really like how they are actually different, because obviously with the 327 yes, they're different Phase 1 and Phase 2, but they're not accurate, whereas the 212th, you know, in Phase 2, they look exactly how they do in Revenge of the Sith and the later stages of the Clone Wars, and then Phase 1, it really does look how it does in the Clone Wars TV show as well, so I'm really, really happy with that. So the droid appearances as well, they look absolutely brilliant. The Heavy haven't changed at all, whereas the Specialist, Officer and the Assault class have the Geonosian droid skin already, which is awesome, so I really like that. And now obviously we go straight into the brand new hero, and that was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he looks absolutely stunning. Honestly, the attention to detail is just beyond me. It's so, if you zoom into his like the cloth robes and everything, you can just see the details, and it's absolutely brilliant. And honestly, at first I thought it'd be weird seeing Obi-Wan built to look like Ewan McGregor but sound like James Arnold Taylor. I really was skeptical about this, but honestly I just think it works so well. You know, his voice lines are honestly some of the best in the game, and it's just so surreal to finally see him on the Battlefront. You know, he's someone we should have possibly seen at launch, but he's finally here. We've made it, and it's just so surreal. It's brilliant. And honestly, I had no issues with him at all. You know, his abilities have all worked fairly nicely, apart from the odd all-out push where it probably doesn't hit, but I think that is my fault with the aiming, or there is a genuine issue where the actual ability gets used instantly despite me still holding down the button for it. But apart from that, I honestly think Obi-Wan's great, and he's probably one of my favourite heroes to use already, and I've hardly used him as well, but he's just so fun. His animations are incredibly smooth, he sounds brilliant, and it's just, Obi-Wan is a great addition to the game, and thank you guys for finally bringing him to us, and it's just great. Now moving on, we've obviously got General Grievous as well. Obviously he's obviously a month old now, but he was broken and he's had some major fixes, and I have to say I'm really enjoying him now. All of his abilities have been working really, really well for me. You know, from my experience, the new thrust surge UI I actually really do like, and it's so satisfying to get a kill with it as well. Sometimes it wouldn't hit before the update, sometimes it wouldn't hit, sometimes it would but not do all that much damage, but now it's just instant kill, which it should be, and it's just so much fun to use. And like, you look at Unrelenting Advance and the turning speed has been increased, and it just feels a lot smoother, which is really great, and deflection, you know, blocking and everything, that has been fixed as well, so it just works really nicely, and it's just, it all happens so well. You just need to make sure you actually use it at the right time, otherwise you probably will get killed from behind. But also for Grievous, we got the new Shattered Armor appearance, which I really do like actually. You know, the particle system used for the embers which come off him is really great to see. His singed and broken armor looks great as well. And unfortunately it has been confirmed that there will be no caped skin for General Grievous because it is impossible to animate with his 4 arms. Which, you know, I totally understand that. It's just a shame. You know, it would have been really nice to see that. But, you know, at the end of the day, we can't expect, you know, what cannot be done, I suppose. But with this skin, obviously, we do get to see some of his leftover cape, you know, which is just a really nice touch, to be honest. And, you know, overall, I do love the skin. It costs 80k, which I personally don't really mind paying for. But I know a lot of you would rather have paid 40k instead, maybe 60k, but, you know, legendary skins are up to 80, but I think some of you would have preferred epic, as I said, with the 40k. So I think this, to really make this skin stand out, is they just needed to add new battle damage voice lines for Grievous, to be honest. You know, given the fact that he is pretty much burning, and he's got a hole in his skull piece, you know, you'd think he'd be in some pretty searing pain and seem quite weak and, if you'll pardon the pun, shattered, you know, you think overall that he would have different voice lines. You know, it would be really nice to see that, but honestly, I'm really happy with the changes for General Grievous. You know, he works well, he looks great. It would just be nice to see some voice lines for that to really make the skin worth 80,000. But thank you, DICE, for finally fixing him after his release. Now onto the main event itself. You know, it's Geonosis. That's what everyone's everyone's been talking about Obi-Wan and Geonosis. But this is the first Galactic Assault map in 11 months. And was it worth waiting for? Well, that's just honestly a matter of opinion. You know, mine can differ to yours. You know, I've seen some people say that it's not worth waiting for. I've seen some people who says it has. Honestly, I personally feel like it has been worth waiting. You know, I'm really happy with the way it plays. The story involved in the map is great, the cinematic intro and outros are phenomenal, and the overall level design is just incredible. You know, there's so much going on around you with Geonosians and LAATs flying overhead, the battles going on beside you, and the sandstorm that starts kicking up at the end of Phase 2 going into Phase 3. You know, there is a lot going on, and it really does immerse yourself into the Battlefront experience that we've always wanted from DICE, to be honest. And you know, it's great. And if I go back to the level design of the map, the textures used for the actual ground and the rocks is just exceptional. And like Obi-Wan, the attention to detail is just so brilliant. It really is. From the game's design point of view, it's awesome in my opinion, to be honest. And the overall gameplay as well for Geonosis, I think it plays out fairly well. There are a few issues. So, I mean, Phase 1 provides the mighty challenge for the Republic, and it's often the case that you will lose or win in Phase 1. So you'll get a pretty heavy loss for the Republic, or you'll just sail straight through it, really. Which, to be honest, I don't particularly mind. I think it works pretty well. And then Phase 2, I feel like the hard-sell transports get taken down a little too quickly, if I'm honest. You know, the battles are always won in Phase 1 and Phase 2, and Phase 1 and Phase 3 even. You know, and Phase 2 just doesn't really provide much of a challenge for the players, if I'm honest, so I think if they added more health to it, it would be fine. So, Phase 1 and Phase 3, honestly, I just think are great, really. You know, Phase 3, again, it provides a challenge for the Republic. You know, the ATTs have to push into the capture point, and some might be taking them, and then they get destroyed, and then the Republic, again, then have to push up those ATTs. And it just provides a really great challenge, as I said, and it's just so much fun and chaotic. You know, it really is brilliant. So as I said, if they increased the health of the hard cell transports, that would be brilliant. So that is kind of my main way of sorting out the things with Geonosis. So the vehicles, again, are also great additions to the game. I do have a few issues with them, however, the ATTE is now completely fine. Initially, the ATTE had 5,000 health, and it was since updated last night to 7,000 via a server-wide update, which is great. You know, I think the ATTEs initially were getting destroyed far too quickly, and now I think it's been balanced pretty nicely. The stab and bark speeders, however, whilst they are great to have in the game, I honestly feel like they're difficult to use. You'll see in this gameplay that I'm not really doing that well for it, but I just wanted to keep it into it to show you that. But basically, the overload ability is seriously overpowered against heroes. I don't mind taking down troopers that quickly, but heroes you get absolutely shredded. You know, I mean, looking at some previous cases in the past, you know, yesterday and today, I've taken down at least like 3/4 of Obi-Wan's health or something, and you know, we took a lot there from Finn as well, in the gameplay you just saw as well. So, honestly, the overload ability, as I said, is overpowered. Though I feel like the main blaster cannons are too weak, to be honest. And not only that, but it is quite hard to aim as well. And as you can probably see from the actual crosshairs and experience of using that, it shoots only about 15 to 20 meters in front of you, and then it just hits the ground. Like, there's no real depth with the actual shots, which kind of annoys me. And it just makes killing enemies really challenging, because you need to get close to them, and then you're trying to move around and get your sights on it, and there's not a lot of splash damage, so it is really challenging. And honestly, it just often results in you dying. It's, you know, it's really nice to have them in the game, but I just need these two speeders to have a better kind of aim and just easier to use. And I think overall, maybe deployed in some more maps as well, then that would be awesome. Now, lastly, I'm going to go back to Geonosis, and I want to go back here because I really feel like it's a map for everyone. In Phase 1, I see people using every single class, and I really mean every single class. You know, You've got droid snipers who are looking down at the command center, not so much the ATTE, but they're looking down at the command center, whilst you have people for the Republic using the assault troopers, the heavies and the officers pushing up and trying to take it back. And then phase 2, you know, is great for snipers, and surprisingly to your ears, maybe heavies as well. You know, if you use the DC-15 LE or the FWMD-10K for long range combat, it can actually be quite useful. So, you know, I think phase 2 it's pretty nice. You know, there are a lot of snipers, but you don't really get a lot of that in phase 1. And then phase 3, again, you can use every single class really well. Not so much snipers because of the sandstorm, but you can use them quite effectively, and it's just a lot of chaos and just so much fun. And, you know, it's great not having rookies as well. You know, there's no enforcer class for the Republic, which kind of feels strange, but it's great not having the rookies on there. It would just lose the immersive value of the map if we did, so I'm glad that DICE didn't do that. Now, it would be nice to have like ARC Troopers or something for, or other such enforcers like Republic Commandos maybe, added to this map to fill in the plot, but honestly I think the ATTEs actually balance the lack of enforcers really nicely. You know, I've never come up and thought, actually, you know what, we really need enforcers here, because the ATTEs have just done such a great job of actually balancing them. So whether we'll see enforcers or not, I don't really know. Personally, I don't really mind if we don't, but that's just my opinion. You guys may want to see enforcers. I think it would be nice, but again, I don't think it's necessarily needed. So overall, that kind of tops it all up. But for me, this has definitely been the best update for the game since the year it's been out. Honestly, I cannot wait for the future of the game and to see where it takes this channel as well. So if you haven't yet done so, guys, be sure to leave a like and comment your favourite part of the update. And if you're new, then don't forget to subscribe as well for more Star Wars Battlefront 2 content. That's all for this video, guys. I love this update. Thank you guys for all of your hard work recently, and thank you guys for your support to the channel as well. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Infiltrating the droid factory would no longer seem to be our primary concern.